Today, we're going to explore a powerful idea that can change the way you attract women, especially as you get older. And 0.077 seconds, you know what's most interesting? It has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with looks, and it definitely has nothing to do with those cheesy pickup lines you find all over the internet. 0.18 seconds. The truth is, these two words activate something much deeper in the female brain, something that triggers emotional connection points that most men don't. 0.2727 seconds 7 no exist. And look, I'm going to tell you exactly what these words are. 0.3131 seconds, I'll explain the science behind it, but there's a detail that almost no one notices. And it's exactly this detail that separates the men women forget from the men they can't stop thinking about. 0.4343 seconds. Stay with me until the end because this information can completely change the way you communicate. Let me tell you something. For years, I've studied 0.5151 seconds, thousands of interactions between men and women. And you know what I realized? 0.5656 seconds. For years, I've studied thousands of interactions between men and women. And you know what I realized? The men who attract the most aren't necessarily the best looking. They aren't the richest. 1:61 minute, 6 seconds. They are the ones who master one very simple thing, direct emotional communication. While most men are spinning their wheels in empty 141 minute, 14 seconds conversations, trying to please, trying not to offend, constantly second guessing every word they say, the 211 minute, 21 seconds men who truly stand out operate from a completely different place. They don't chase validation. They create emotional 1:81 minute, 28 seconds clarity. They don't hide behind humor or small talk. They express intention, and that difference is everything. Now, I 361 minute, 36 seconds, want you to pause for a second and think about your own experiences. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you held back what you really wanted to say? 1:51 minute, 45 seconds because you were afraid of how it might be received. How many times have you softened your words, diluted your intent, or played it safe, only to end 1:31 minute, 53 seconds up being overlooked, forgotten, or placed in that frustrating nice guy category? If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still 2:22 minutes, 2 seconds, not getting the response you want, I want you to comment I get it below because this is where everything starts. 2:92 minutes, 9 seconds to shift. When you realize that attraction isn't about doing more, it's about communicating differently. And 2:162 minutes, 16 seconds, this is exactly what I, Dr. Emily Carter, host of the Female Game YouTube channel, want to help you understand. 2.232 minutes, 23 seconds today, not through manipulation, not through tricks, but through a deeper awareness of how emotional connection actually works inside a woman's mind. 2.442 minutes, 34 seconds, because once you understand this, everything changes. The way you speak changes, the way you carry yourself changes, and most importantly, the way 2.422 minutes, 42 seconds she feels around you changes. You see, the human brain is wired to respond to certainty, not perfection, not 2.502 minutes, 50 seconds performance, certainty. And when a man communicates with emotional certainty, it creates a sense of safety and 2.572 minutes, 57 seconds intrigue at the same time. That combination is incredibly powerful. It's what makes a woman lean in, pay 3.43 minutes, 4 seconds attention, and remember you long after the interaction is over. This is where most men get it wrong. They think 3.113 minutes, 11 seconds. Attraction is about impressing, but real attraction is about impact. It's about how you make her feel in your presence. 3.183 minutes, 18 seconds, and even more importantly, how she feels when she's not around you anymore. So, let's break this down in a way that you can actually use in your real life. 3.283 minutes, 28 seconds, because theory is useless if you don't know how to apply it. The first word is, I want, and I know what you're thinking. 3.53 minutes, 35 seconds. That sounds too simple, too obvious, almost insignificant. When a man says, I want with clarity and grounded 3.433 minutes, 43 seconds, confidence, he is doing something most men avoid. He is taking ownership of his desire. He is not outsourcing decision making. 3.523 minutes, 52 seconds. But this is where you need to look deeper because it's not the word itself. 3.553 minutes, 55 seconds. It's what the word represents psychologically. When a man says, I want with clarity and grounded confidence, he, 4.34 minutes, 3 seconds, is doing something most men avoid. He is taking ownership of his desire. He is not outsourcing decision M. He is not 104 minutes, 10 seconds waiting for permission. He is not hiding behind ambiguity. He is stepping into direction. Let me give you a real-life scenario. Imagine you're texting a woman for 194 minutes, 19 seconds you're interested in. Most men say something like, "Hey, maybe we could hang out sometime if you're free." It for 264 minutes, 26 seconds sounds polite. It sounds safe. But emotionally, it creates zero impact. Why? For 324 minutes, 32 seconds, because it places the responsibility on her. It communicates uncertainty. It signals that you're not fully invested for 404 minutes, 40 seconds in your own desire. Now compare that with this. I want to take you out this Saturday. There's a place I think you'll for 474 minutes, 47 seconds love. Feel the difference. Not just intellectually, feel it emotionally. One creates hesitation. The other creates 554 minutes, 55 seconds momentum. One asks, the other leads. And here's something very important to understand. Leadership and attraction is not about control, it's about clarity. 5,055 minutes, 5 seconds. It's about creating direction so she doesn't have to carry that burden. 5,095 minutes, 9 seconds. Because when a man lacks direction, a woman subconsciously feels like she has to step into that role. And when that happens, attraction begins to fade. Let 195 minutes, 19 seconds me tell you about a man I once worked with. He was intelligent, kind, successful in his career, but completely 265 minutes, 26 seconds invisible in his dating life. Women liked him, but they didn't feel drawn to him. When we analysed his conversations, 345 minutes, 34 seconds, own pattern kept showing up. He never expressed what he wanted directly. 395 minutes, 39 seconds. Everything was optional, everything was vague. So, I gave him a simple exercise. 445 minutes, 44 seconds. For 1 week, I told him to replace every passive suggestion with a clear, I want statement. Women started engaging 505 minutes, 50 seconds more. They responded faster. They showed more curiosity. And do you know why? Not aggressively, not forcefully, just 5 minutes, 58 seconds clearly. Instead of we could grab coffee sometime, he said I want to grab coffee 56 minutes, 5 seconds with you this week. Instead of maybe we should talk again, he said I want to continue this conversation. 136 minutes, 13 seconds. Within days, the responses he received completely changed. Women started engaging more. They responded faster. 216 minutes, 21 seconds. They showed more curiosity. And do you know why? Because clarity is attractive. 276 minutes, 27 seconds, certainty is attractive. A man who knows what he wants stands out in a world full of hesitation. 346 minutes, 34 seconds. But this is where most men make a critical mistake. They think saying I want is enough. It's not, because if you only operate from desire without 436 minutes, 43 seconds, emotional awareness, you can come across as self-centered. And that's where the second word becomes essential, I appreciate. Now this is where depth 526 minutes, 52 seconds enters the equation, because while I want communicates direction, I appreciate communicates perception. There's a depth to your perspective that's rare. It's 707 minutes tells her that you don't just desire her, you see her. And being seen, truly seen, is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a woman can have. 107 minutes, 10 seconds. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Imagine you've just had a meaningful conversation with a woman. 177 minutes, 17 seconds. Instead of ending it with something generic like, that was fun, you say, I really appreciate how you think. 247 minutes, 24 seconds. There's a depth to your perspective that's rare. Do you understand what just happened there? You didn't compliment 17 minutes, 31 seconds her looks. You didn't rely on surface-level praise. You acknowledged something deeper, something personal, something 7 minutes, 38 seconds that makes her feel understood. And when a woman feels understood, she opens emotionally, not because she has to, but 567 minutes, 46 seconds because she wants to. This is backed by psychological research on emotional validation. When someone feels 7,537 minutes, 53 seconds recognized for who they are internally, it activates reward centers in the brain. And here's the subtle but critical distinction. You are not 8,028 minutes, 2 seconds needing her. It creates a sense of connection that goes far beyond physical attraction. And this why combining I 98 minutes, 9 seconds, want and I appreciate is so powerful. I want to see you again because I appreciate the way you challenge my thinking. I want to spend more time with 178 minutes, 17 seconds you. I appreciate your energy. It's different now. You're not just expressing desire, you're attaching meaning to that desire. You're giving 158 minutes, 25 seconds her a reason to feel special without sounding needy. And here's the subtle but critical distinction. You are not 328 minutes, 32 seconds needing her. You are choosing her, and that difference is everything. If this is resonating with you right now, take a 398 minutes, 39 seconds moment and like the video. Not for me, but for yourself, because that small action reinforces a decision. The 478 minutes, 47 seconds decision to communicate at a higher level. Now let's talk about the mistake that quietly destroys all of this. And that mistake is lack of congruence. It's 558 minutes, 55 seconds, like saying one thing verbally while communicating the opposite emotionally. 9,009 minutes. Congruence is when your words, your tone, your body language, and your emotional state are all aligned. When there's no contradiction between what 9089 minutes, 8 seconds you say and how you say it. Because here's the truth. A woman doesn't just listen to your words, she reads your energy. If you say, I want to take you 9,179 minutes, 17 seconds out, but your voice is shaky, your posture is closed, and your eye contact is weak, the message doesn't land. In 9,249 minutes, 24 seconds fact, it creates confusion. And the brain interprets that confusion as lack of confidence. It's like saying one thing verbally while communicating the 9,339 minutes, 33 seconds opposite emotionally. And the female brain is incredibly sensitive to these inconsistencies. It picks up on micro 9,409 minutes, 40 second signals, tone shifts, hesitation, subtle tension. It acts like an emotional filter that's constantly scanning for authenticity. So how do you fix this? 9,509 minutes, 50 seconds, you slow down, you become aware of your body, you ground yourself before you speak. Then say, I appreciate the way 9,579 minutes, 57 seconds, you express yourself. When you say, I want, feel it in your chest. Let it come from a place of certainty, not 10 to 4, 10 minutes, 4 seconds performance. Stand upright, relax your shoulders, maintain eye contact without forcing it. And when you say, I 10, 12 of 10 minutes, 12 seconds, appreciate, pause for a moment, let the words carry weight, speak slightly slower, allow sincerity to come through 10, 19, 10 minutes, 19 seconds your tone. Here's a simple exercise you can practice starting today. Stand in front of a mirror and say, I want to see you again. Notice your posture. 10 time to 8, 10 minutes, 28 seconds. Notice your breathing. Notice if there's tension. Now adjust. Open your chest. 10, 34, 10 minutes, 34 seconds, breathe deeper. Say it again, but this time feel it. Then say, I appreciate the way you express yourself. And this 10, 42, 10 minutes, 42 seconds time, slow down. Let there be a slight pause before and after the word appreciate. What you're doing here is 10, 50, 10 minutes, 50 seconds training alignment. You're teaching your body and your voice to support your words because words alone are not 10:57, 10 minutes, 57 seconds enough. Delivery is everything because long after the words are spoken, the feeling remains. And there's one more 11:04, 11 minutes, 4 seconds layer that takes this to an entirely different level. Timing. You don't use these words randomly. You don't repeat them mechanically. That kills 11:12, 11 minutes, 12 seconds authenticity. You use them in moments that matter at the end of a meaningful interaction after a shared experience. 2011 minutes, 20 seconds. During a pause in conversation where emotion is present, for example, imagine you've just finished a date. There's a moment of silence, a natural pause. 11:31, 111 minutes, 31 seconds. Instead of filling it with nervous chatter, you look at her and say, I want to do this again. I really appreciate the energy you bring. That 11:39, 111 minutes, 39 seconds moment becomes a memory, and memory is what drives attraction over time, because long after the words are spoken, the 11:48, 11 minutes, 48 seconds feeling remains. And next, I'm going to show you something even deeper. Think about a conversation where everything, 11:55, 111 minutes, 55 seconds, feels flat. Same tone, same energy, no variation. It becomes predictable, safe. 12.212 minutes, 2 seconds, but forgettable. How to use emotional contrast, tension, and silence to amplify the power of these words. And 12, IOS 9, 12 minutes, 9 seconds. Why most men unintentionally talk themselves out of attraction without even realizing it. What most men don't, 12.17, 12 minutes, 17 seconds, realize is that attraction is not built in the obvious moments. It's not built when you're trying your hardest to impress. It's built in the subtle 12.25, 12 minutes, 25 second shifts, the pauses, the tone changes, the emotional contrast that happen between the words. And this is where we 12.32 and 12 minutes, 32 seconds go deeper, because if you truly understand this layer, you don't just communicate better, you become unforgettable. Let's go back to something I said earlier. A woman, 12:41, 12 minutes, 41 seconds, doesn't just listen to what you say, she experiences how you say it. And that experience is shaped by emotional contrast. Without contrast, there is no 12,050 and 12 minutes, 50 seconds tension. Without tension, there is no curiosity. And without curiosity, attraction fades. Think about a conversation where everything feels 12.5812 minutes, 58 seconds flat. Now she's engaged on a deeper level. Same tone, same energy, no variation. It becomes predictable, safe, 13.07 13 minutes, 7 seconds, but forgettable. Now think about a conversation where there are moments of lightness followed by moments of depth, 13.14 and 13 minutes, 14 seconds, where there's playfulness and then suddenly sincerity. That shift creates emotional spikes, and those spikes are 13.211 13 minutes, 21 seconds, what the brain remembers. So when you use I want and I appreciate, it's not just about the words themselves. It's 13.229 minutes, 29 seconds, about when you place them in the emotional rhythm of the interaction. Let me show you what I mean with a real-life example. Imagine you're on a date. 13.37 minutes, 37 seconds. You're both laughing, joking, keeping things light. The energy is playful. 13.42 minutes, 42 seconds. This is good. But if you stay there the entire time, you remain in the fun but not meaningful category. Now, at a certain moment, you slow things down. 13.52 minutes, 52 seconds, your tone softens slightly. You hold eye contact just a little longer and you say, I want to ask you something real. 14 minutes, notice what just happened. Silence creates anticipation. You created contrast. You shifted the emotional 14.07 minutes, 7 seconds frame. Now she's curious. Now she's engaged on a deeper level. She might even lean in without realizing it. Then, 14 minutes, 15 seconds after she shares something meaningful, instead of jumping back into jokes immediately, you stay in that moment just a little longer and say, 14 minutes, 23 seconds, appreciate that you shared that. Most people don't open up like that. Now you've done something very few men do. 14 minutes, 30 seconds. You've created a safe emotional space and then validated it. This is how emotional bonding actually forms. And 14:38 and 14 minutes. 38 seconds, here's the part that's even more powerful. When you create these emotional contrasts consistently, she starts associating you with depth, with 14 minutes, 47 seconds presence, with a feeling that she doesn't get in most interactions. And that's when attraction moves beyond surface level. But let's talk about 14 minutes, 56 seconds, something that quietly destroys this dynamic. Overtalk. Most men talk too much when they feel nervous. They feel 15 minutes. 4 seconds, silence, because silence feels uncomfortable. But silence when used correctly is one of the most powerful 15 minutes, 11 seconds tools you have. Silence creates anticipation. Silence creates space for 15 minutes, 17 seconds. Emotion to sink in. Silence allows your words to carry weight. Let me give you a simple scenario. You say, I want to see 15 minutes, 26 seconds, you again. And then you immediately keep talking, explaining, justifying, adding more words. You dilute the 15 minutes, 34 seconds. Impact. Now imagine this instead. I want to see you again. And then you stop. You hold eye contact. You let the moment 15 minutes, 43 seconds, breathe. That silence amplifies everything you just said. It gives her space to feel it, not just hear it. And this is something you can start 15 minutes, 51 seconds, practicing immediately. The next time you express something meaningful, resist the urge to fill the gap. Let there be a 15 minutes, 58 seconds pause. Let there be a moment of stillness, because confidence is not just in what you say, it's in what you 16 minutes, 5 seconds allow. Now, here's where we turn this into something practical for you. Now let's go even deeper into the psychology, 16.12 and 16 minutes, 12 seconds behind this. There's a concept called emotional imprinting. This is when a specific moment creates a lasting emotional memory in someone's mind. And 16 minutes, 21 seconds, these imprints are not created through logic. They're created through emotional intensity and uniqueness. So, when you 16 minutes, 28 seconds, combine clear intention, genuine appreciation, emotional contrast, and well-placed silence, you create moments, 16 minutes, 35 seconds, that stand out, moments that replay in her mind later, moments where she thinks, there's something different, 16:42 on 16 minutes, 42 seconds about him. And difference is what creates attraction. Let me share a story with you. There was a woman who once, 16 minutes, 50 seconds, described to me why she couldn't stop thinking about a man she had only met twice. She said, it wasn't what he 16 minutes, 57 seconds said, it was how he made me feel. In those small moments, he would look at me like he actually saw me, and when he 17 minutes, 6 seconds spoke, it felt intentional, not rushed, not forced. You start by becoming honest with yourself. That's what we're talking, 17 minutes, 14 seconds. About here, intentional presence. Now here's where we turn this into something practical for you. I want you to start 17.21 under 17 minutes, 21 seconds observing your own communication patterns. Notice when you rush your words. Notice when you avoid saying what you really want. Notice when you give 17 minutes, 29 seconds generic compliments instead of meaningful appreciation, and then start making small adjustments. Instead of saying you're fun, say I appreciate how easy it is to talk to you. That's rare. 17 minutes, 41 seconds. Instead of saying we should hang out again, say I want to see you again. I enjoyed this. Instead of filling every silence, allow 1 or 2 seconds of 17 minutes, 50 seconds pause. These are small shifts, but they create massive changes in how you're perceived. And here's something very 17 minutes, 57 seconds important to understand. This is not about memorizing lines. This is about embodying a mindset, because if you try 18 minutes, 5 seconds to use these words without actually feeling them, it won't work. Now, let me challenge you with something. It will 18 minutes, 12 seconds come across as scripted. And authenticity is something that cannot be faked for long. So how do you build 18 minutes, 19 seconds, authenticity? You start by becoming honest with yourself. What do you actually want? What do you genuinely appreciate in others? If you don't know, 18 minutes, 28 seconds. The answer to those questions. Take some time to reflect, because clarity within yourself translates directly into clarity in your communication. And women, 18 minutes, 36 seconds. Respond to that clarity more than anything else. Now let's talk about another layer that most men completely 18 minutes, 43 seconds overlook. Emotional specificity. Generic statements create generic reactions. 18 minutes, 49 seconds. Specific statements create emotional impact. For example, if you say, I appreciate you. It's nice, but it's 18 minutes, 57 seconds vague. Now, compare that with, I appreciate how you stay calm even when things get stressful. That says a lot. 19 minutes, 4 seconds about you. Now it's specific. Now it feels real because you're pointing to something unique about her, and that mindset creates pressure. And when you 19 minutes, 13 seconds do that, you separate yourself from every other man who's giving surface-level compliments. This is how you stand out without trying to impress. Now let 19 minutes, 23 seconds me challenge you with something. The next time you're in a conversation with a woman, I want you to do 3 things. 19 minutes, 29 seconds. First, express one clear, I want statement. Second, give one specific, I appreciate statement. And third, allow 19 minutes, 36 seconds, at least one moment of silence after something meaningful. That's it. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Just those 3 actions can completely change the dynamic of the interaction. 19 minutes, 47 seconds. And here's what's going to happen. If you do this correctly, she will feel more engaged. She will open up more. She will remember you more clearly. And most 9 minutes, 56 seconds. Importantly, she will start associating you with a feeling of emotional depth. 20 minutes, 2 seconds now. Before we move into the final part, there's one more subtle detail I want you to understand. And this might be the most important one of all. It's the 20 minutes, 11 seconds difference between outcome focus and presence. Most men are focused on the result. They're thinking, do I get her number? Does she like me? Is this going 20 minutes, 20 seconds somewhere? And that mindset creates pressure. Pressure in your tone, pressure in your body language. Pressure 20 minutes, 27 seconds in the interaction. But when you shift your focus to presence, everything changes. You're no longer trying to get 20 minutes, 34 seconds, something. You're experiencing something. You're not chasing a reaction. You're creating a connection. 20 minutes, 41 seconds. And ironically, when you stop chasing the outcome starts moving toward you because your energy becomes more grounded, more relaxed, more 20 minutes, 50 seconds attractive. So as you move forward with this, remember this simple principle. 20 minutes, 55 seconds. Clarity creates attraction. Appreciation creates connection. Presence creates impact. You're simply establishing 21 minutes, 2 seconds, presence and clarity. Most men either come in too strong or too passive. At the beginning, your I want doesn't need 21 minutes, 9 seconds to be heavy. And next, I'm going to bring all of this together and show you how to use these principles in different 21 minutes, 16-second stages of interaction. From the first conversation to deeper emotional bonding and the one hidden mistake that can undo everything if you're not aware of it. 21 minutes, 27 seconds. Now, let's bring everything together in a way that actually transforms how you show up in real life. Because 21 minutes, 34 seconds, understanding these ideas is powerful, but embodying them is what creates results. And this final layer is where 121 minutes, 41 seconds, most men either elevate completely or fall back into old patterns without even realizing it. I want you to imagine the 21 minutes, 49 seconds, entire interaction with the woman as a journey, not a moment. From the first conversation to the first meeting to the 21 minutes, 57 seconds, deeper emotional connection that forms over time at every stage. The way you use intention and appreciation evolves. 22 minutes, 5 seconds. At this stage, your communication becomes slightly more intentional. 22 minutes, 9 seconds. You're not just expressing interest, you're building anticipation. And when you understand how to calibrate that evolution, you stop guessing, and you, 22 minutes, 18 seconds, start leading the emotional direction of the interaction naturally. Let's start with the very first interaction. This is 22 minutes, 25 seconds, where curiosity is everything. You're not trying to impress her. You're not trying to prove your worth. You're simply establishing presence. And 22 minutes, 33 seconds, clarity. Most men either come in too strong or too passive. At the beginning, your I want doesn't need to be heavy. It just needs to be clear and grounded. 22 minutes, 43 seconds. Instead of overthinking your approach, you say something simple like, I saw you and I wanted to come say hi. That's 22 minutes, 50 seconds it. No performance, no over-explanation, and already you've separated yourself from the majority of men who hide behind 22 minutes, 58 seconds indirect communication. Then, as the conversation unfolds, you observe, you listen, you stay present, and when something genuinely stands out to you,